In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on March 23, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 2 betting picks a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Wake Forest versus Texas Aggies. 2 teams that narrowly missed out on an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament will square off on Wednesday night when the Texas Aggies host Wake Forest in the quarterfinals of the National Invitation Tournament. Wake Forest has bounced back from a disappointing loss in the Atlantic Coast Conference Tournament with wins over Towson and VCU at home. The Texas Aggies have rolled through their first 2 games, beating Alcorn State and Oregon by double digits. Both teams have been doing well, but the difference is the fact that the Demon Deacons are 5-5 on the road, while the Aggies are a remarkable 15-4 at Reed Arena this season. Looking at the defenses as of late shows a bit of a difference, as Wake Forest is allowing 75 points in their last 5 games, while the Texas Aggies are giving up 62 points per game. The ability to get double-digit steals per game is really going to cause the Demon Deacons issues on the offensive end. The Texas Aggies have played extremely well over the last 3 weeks. The Aggies are 9-1 straight up and 8-2 against the spread over the last 10 games played. The Texas Aggies have a defense that is tough to beat, as the Aggies are allowing an average of only 67 points per game and 42.3% shooting. During the first 2 games of the National Invitation Tournament, the Aggies are allowing an average of just 61 points per game, while scoring an average of 74 points per game. As for Wake Forest, they won't go quietly. The Deacons have hit 68 or more points in 16 straight games. They should be able to counteract most of what Texas Aggies throws their way. However, the Texas Aggies has done a good job of covering spreads as slight favorites at home, and it's going to be no different in this game. Look for the Aggies defense to lock down, and that is going to be the difference as they get the job done. So the Texas Aggies to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Wake Forest wants to push the ball in transition throughout this game. The Demon Deacons rank inside the top 50 nationally in average possession length and have the 3rd best 2-point percentage in college basketball. They have gone over the total in 6 of their last 7 games. The Texas Aggies have been hot offensively during its recent run, so I expect plenty of fireworks from these teams on Wednesday night. Both programs have been playing at a faster pace, as the Demon Deacons are averaging 73.4 possessions per game, while the Aggies are averaging 71.1 possessions per game. These offenses have been producing at an extremely high level as of late, as Wake Forest is averaging 86 points in their previous 5 games, while the Texas Aggies are scoring 70 points in their last 4 games. The over has hit in 7 of the previous 8 Demon Deacons, as well as in 9 of the last 12 Aggies games following an against the spread win. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington State versus Brigham Young Cougars. The Brigham Young Cougars play host to the Washington State Cougars on Wednesday night from the Marriott Center in a National Invitation Tournament quarterfinal matchup. Despite the proximity to each other, the 2 haven't met of late, and this is one that could definitely go either way. The Washington State Cougars have won 2 in a row coming into this one, along with 6 of their last 7, as they look to book a trip to the National Invitation Tournament semifinals. For Brigham Young Cougars, they've won 2 in a row and 5 of their last 6, giving them some momentum themselves as they stay at home for this one. This promises to be an exciting matchup, and without any NCAA tournament action, one that fans will definitely want to tune in for. Washington State is 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 Wednesday games, and 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 games following a win. The under is 20-9-1 in Washington State's last 30 games. Brigham Young Cougars is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 home games, and 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games. The over is 5-2 in Brigham Young Cougars' last 7 games as a favorite. Brigham Young Cougars has lit up the scoreboard in the last 2 games, even though their lead scorer has been struggling. They have gotten great play from role players, especially George, who has totaled 43 points in the 2 tourney games. They will be facing a solid defensive team in Washington State, so they have their work cut out for them. One of the main reasons Washington State won their last game is that they killed it on the offensive glass. which they needed to do in a poor shooting game. However, they will be facing a solid rebounding team in Brigham Young Cougars, so that will not happen. Brigham Young Cougars will stay hot at home, and while not lighting up the scoreboard for the third straight game, they will shoot well and advance to the National Invitation Tournament semifinals. Brigham Young to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Brigham Young Cougars offense has scored at least 90 points in both of their National Invitation Tournament games, and while I do not see them hitting that mark in this game, they will put up a decent total. That is the case since they are at home, again, and even facing a Washington State team that has played good defense in their 2 tourney wins. Washington State is not a high-scoring team, and they will need to keep up with Brigham Young Cougars in the scoring department. They will shoot the rock better than they did in their last game and have a good total. I look for a pretty good game, and while not a shootout, it will not be a defensive game either. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Youngstown State versus Fresno State. The Fresno State Bulldogs play host to the Youngstown State Penguins on Wednesday night from the Save Mart Center in a collegeinsider.com tournament quarterfinal. The two haven't met recently given their proximity away from each other, but that shouldn't take away from the potential matchup on hand. Youngstown State has lost 3 of their last 4, grabbing a win the last time out, but questions remain as to how they'll fare on the road in this one. For Fresno State, they've won 2 of their last 3, but their inconsistency leads to that not being too much of a surprise. With a spot in the semifinals on the line, this could be one of the better games on Tuesday's slate. Fresno State is 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 games as a home favorite. The over is 5-1 in Fresno State's last 6 games overall. Youngstown State is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games as an underdog of 13 points or greater. The Fresno State Bulldogs are the better team and should be favored, but they're not lighting the world on fire. They're not covering numbers, and they're actually losing their last 5 games by an average of 0.2 points. The Youngstown State Penguins are a competitive bunch, and they only lose in the underdog role by an average of 4 points. Youngstown State has found success as big underdogs, and Fresno State has struggled to cover spreads as big underdogs. I expect Youngstown State is going to find offensive success, and that will be enough to cover the spread. So Fresno State to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Fresno State ranks 3rd nationally in scoring defense, and their ability to handle the Penguins on short rest and travel will serve them well. Fresno State's offense is also one of the worst in Division I, and that alone could ensure that the points are harder and harder to come by in this one. Expect a defensive battle, with the 2 frontcourt giants leading the way, as they struggle to get their feet under them early and the scoring droughts drag on throughout. This has all the makings of a defensive showdown between these two and could be the lowest scoring game of the National Invitation Tournament quarterfinal slate. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.